suggestion, Artie, for her name is Interrupta. Thank you very much. Artie asked us to have a contest to name the woman on the repeater. That's my name. This is a Good Morning Net, which means daily Monday through Sunday on the W9DOR repeater in Sebastopol, Wisconsin, just north of Sturgeon Bay, 50 miles from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Your net control this morning is Joan, Kilo Charlie 9 Kilo Mike Alpha, and I am also in Sebastopol. Today, we will have a brief recap of last night's very interesting meeting. We learned a few things. One is Zoom will only hold your reservation if you're a paying member, if you sign up as a paid member. And when Jack tried to log us in, he couldn't get through, neither could we. So we shifted to the repeater and conducted business with 15 people present and elected a new slate of officers, some of whom we expect to hear from today. We also recognize a new club member, Kilo Delta Zero, Tango November Hotel, Jeff in Kirkwood, Missouri, near St. Louis. We have no idea who that is, never heard him that we know of. So if you're listening, try to check in and tell us who you are. Today it is 32.5 degrees, 2 miles an hour of wind, 30.44 on the barometer. The forecast is calling for rain and drizzle and warm temperatures for days and days and days. Maybe not today proper, but coming your way, precipitation in the form of water. So for Christmas, sweet Christmas lovers, it's not so good. For people driving somewhere, that's great. So we will wait about that. I have a question of the day. Let's pause for emergency traffic. Is there any priority or emergency traffic? None. We remind everybody that there's a 3-minute timer on the transmission and ask you to make longer comments at the end of the net. So let's stand by for short time. Going to work mobile or otherwise shortly out of range. People, please come now.
9 ARZ.
Kevin, you will be the person only, and so the question of the day, in your house, do you have any and also, when in the last 20 years have you used it? And so, with that, over to you, Kevin, roving reporter.
Thanks, Joan. KC9KMA, KA9ARZ here. So hopefully the Zoom program is getting shined up because last night was trying to access it, but no luck. Got some command about updating and all that, and after several minutes just called it quits, so I wouldn't be going through Einstein's exercise in insanity with trying to do the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome there. So no shining sun out there right now looking out the door, and a full day of work in store. Be shooting some action photos this evening, and appreciate Rick forwarding those action photos. Even had an action photo of Bob's back head there. So anyways, the viral video of the barbershop quartet even included in that bunch, and looks like the dollhouse might have been a reset, because remember a few years back got a bunch of the photos from the dollhouse, so I just wonder if that's a new and improved one or the one from before. So with that, off to work and back to net control. KC9KMA, KA9ARZ.
Kevin, yes, this is something we will sort of publish if we do Zoom again, is check your repeater because it was fairly quick that people started saying on the repeater, what's going on, troubleshooting was done, and there was just an audio meeting last night so that at least the business could get conducted. So now we will stand by for regular over-the-air check-ins. Please come now.
Whiskey Alpha Romeo. I'm on the radio here.
and then Phil over to Terry F4G quickly see, did I miss any late check-ins there on over the air? Well, that's it. So good morning to you, Michelle and Judy.
Good morning to all. This is Ken O'Neill in Appleton in here. And this is the first day of winter today. And good morning to KC9 KMA and Joan. Nice to hear you again and here. The sky is definitely overcast, pretty thoroughly in here. Temperature is not too bad. It's 32 degrees. Barometric pressure 30 decibel for 0, and the humidity is 93%. That's pretty humid in here. No precipitation at this point. So this is the first day of winter in here. So I don't know if that makes any difference in your life. I'm all in here, but it's an interesting day of this sort in here. We don't have any big plan. I think we have to do a little bit of shopping sometime later this morning to pick up a few feeding elements in here to eat. We won't have too many of them, but it will help to enjoy stay off and on besides the nice heating system that we have in this location in here. So that's about all I have to mention right now. And I'll bet you on to W9PIP. Good morning to you. This is Ken to you. All of you have a good day.
DIP Larry, We're Illinois. Someday, huh, Joan? Yeah, someday. Well, I don't feel like such a boob anymore. I sure did yesterday. I was late getting into the net, and then last night, I fell into a stupor. And what happened was, I thought it was 8 o'clock. And when I tried to sign in, nothing happened. And I read the fine print, and it said 7 o'clock. And I tried to call, but nobody answered. Not on the air. I tried phones. So I came out of it about 8:05, and nothing happened. And Rick, sir, I got a friend request for Facebook, and I don't know if it was you that said it or it's a prankster, but I don't belong to Facebook. Never have. Never will. As a matter of fact, for some reason, I've been banned from Facebook. And I'm on, what is it called? Probation. Oh, really? That's one of the reasons I don't belong to any of that stuff. But that's the way it is down here, getting ready for Christmas Eve. I've made my pledge. Everybody will be happy. They'll allow me into the Christmas party. And that's the way it looks. And my pal Alan, who's eagerly waiting, put down those fish and chips, Al. Here we go. We're going to turn it over to G1. Yeah, the EAU. Your turn, Al.
Thank you very much, Johnny. I shouldn't worry too much about the bank to Facebook. It's not worth it. Facebook causing more trouble in the world than anything else I can think of. Anyway, good morning to everybody. I understand that was a bit of this with Doom visit last night, and we went on that village. But anyway, he was not a new committee, and they're all happy to live. And absolutely good for doing this week of week, and a good morning next. So, to hear this then, but ain't nothing that you do to them. When they get on the headland, I suppose to affect the wind of them. Anyway, out here is Paul, Daisy Theatre, C81AU.
Bill, W3, TOS, go ahead.
Good morning. W3 COS from Bellevue. Good morning to everyone. Hope everyone's doing well this morning. Sorry I missed being last night. Wasn't aware of it, but congratulations once again to everybody that was elected. I'm now on the board of directors. Very much so. Anyone who contacts me is welcome. Talk to me. Be happy to be not interference, but interface, I guess, with the club. Just to let Rick know that. He's more than happy to help you guys out. That was a little bit why I was reluctant on this. We're sounding like we're sounding club because I had a funny feeling we very much appreciate our board volunteers. Wow, that's
Timed out just at the very end, but go ahead, Terry.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. Good afternoon to everyone from Northeast France. This is Terry from Sturgeon. It's rainy and temperate on a windy day here. It's 46 degrees Fahrenheit right now, and we get up to 21 when it's around, so it's a windy day. It's a fan. Again and again, I think we had maybe 2 or 3 singles this month and the month before. I'm not afraid for that song here. Before the meeting, congratulations to the new one, the new team, and thanks for the whole team also. So no more to add on my side, so back to John. Good night, Didier. This is from Studio. Merci beaucoup.
car heading south, heading to Green Bay and possibly Menominee. See how that goes. Dang it, was there a question of the day? I forget. I did catch a majority of the meeting last night. I started to hear talking on the radio, but I got that email, and I didn't mind it being on the radio. It was nice. I could kind of do what I needed to do and listen, and I mean, there was that bonus to it, but it's nice to have it on the Zoom. I don't know if like Microsoft Meetings or whatever that is. I use that for CME, and that seems to work out good too. I don't know if that's a paid subscription or if that's free or what the scoop is. I have no idea. But didn't know if that would be an option too. And thanks for everybody who stepped up and took those roles. I definitely can't do that at the moment. I don't know. Too much going on. But anyway, I think it's going over to Artie, WAR, KD9GDA. If it's not, Joan, please correct me.
KD9GDA, this is KD9WAR. You're right. It does come to me, and good morning to you. Here in Mexico, it's 35 degrees and overcast, but it's light on the horizon, and the roofs are all white. I was happy after I found that things were not going bad on my end. I tried for 15-20 minutes to get in, and I figured that I was doing something wrong. But when I turned the radio on and found out that it wasn't my fault, I was happy. Anyway, for the question on the shoe polish, in the basement, I do have a little basket. You remember years ago, you got those baskets that you had grapes in with a wire handle and made out of real thin wood. Anyway, all my shoe polish tools are in there, both black, white, and brown. Of course, in the military, we had to polish our shoes every day, but we did bring that method home to us, and I think the shoes are a little bit better now. They don't need polish as much as they're made differently. But anyway, we do have it, but it's probably been more than 50 years since that happened. Bruce could probably tell you that that was a regime that we had to do almost on a daily basis, is polish our shoes. W9UUB, this is K9WAR. Good morning.
Morning, Artie. W9UUB. Shoe polish. Yeah, I do have a kit. I assume I have brown and black in there. I know where it is. It's in the laundry room somewhere. And we don't use it much anymore because most shoes are a combination of nylon and leather and all kinds of other. I have one pair of kind of like Irish setter wood boots. They're all leather. Everything else has got some combination of something else. And yeah, boy, you really know how to polish shoes. There are a lot of secrets too. Some people would almost melt the wax. Okay, yesterday yesterday. What excitement. TV, new TV. Boy, am I glad I paid for concierge service or whatever to have them bring it in, unbox it, because when they unboxed it, there was a dent in the screen. The technician guy just went, oh, he just did a big groan because they had it out of the box and they had the legs on, and he was almost as crushed as I was. Called the number, told them what happened. They said, box it up, get out of there. And then they called me back, and they assured me they will call you back in about 3 minutes. And wanted to know if I was good for a replacement. And I said, cold Saturday. I can't believe that, but I guess we'll see. But I had, let's see, the living room one, I got to reset. So the living room one went in the basement. The basement then went upstairs to the van that was going to be given to my brother. And so we had nothing in the living room. So eventually we moved the basement one into the living room last night because we don't know how long we're going to go. So now instead of a bigger TV, we have a smaller TV, which really makes it interesting seeing from the dining room. But yeah, I would not have wanted to box it up and return it to Costco myself. So that sort of worked out. And let's see, that's enough. Over to Bob. 89BXG W9 UUB.
Hey, still trying to get rid of or get used to this different radio here, and it can do you can transmit and receive on different bands, and I bumped the wrong button, so I got it back. Oh well. Not too much going on here. Sawed up some really nice soft maple yesterday. Boy, I got probably about 8 boards that are, 10, 12 inches wide with not a knot in them. Boy, it's beautiful. And I got, that was the top part of the log, and I got the bottom part on now. 10-foot long. Wow. Quite a chunk of wood. So, and of course, doing the last final cut, I didn't look close enough, and I had one of the pins up, and I hit the blade. So, that blade is junk, but shoe polish. I think we got some black somewhere around. I think it came from my uncle. He was also a military man at one time, and he worked for the Corps of Engineers for quite a while, too. So, when we cleaned out his apartment, I was stuck with all his stuff for a while. That was during COVID, so it really... K9BXG. Or Rick, excuse me, over to Rick.
And my system is changing. It's getting older, for one thing. Anyway, I got so many items here. Joan, I just wanted to thank you so much for going through and reviewing the meeting. Fantastic job, as usual. Your net control skills are beyond reproach. And I just also wanted to say a big thank you to Joan and Jeff for they put so much in. Whether they're an officer or a member at large or whatever it is, they take the ball and run with it, and that is the very foundation of the club right there. So having people like that around, so thank you so much. And I know there was an awful lot going on these last few years, for sure. And hopefully we'll get that worked out quickly and efficiently so on and so forth. Before I forget, we had a treasurer's report, and that reminded me that on January 1st, we expect to have our club members pay their dues. You can go up on the website, w9dor.org. You can do it there with PayPal. You can mail it. It doesn't, let's see. Well, just so you remember your dues is due on the 1st of the year. So that's all I'll say about it for now. Joan, fantastic idea. I will look into the Zoom nonprofit discount. Josh, thanks for pointing out alternatives. I'm a little reluctant to move off of Zoom because everybody is pretty much knowledgeable on that, and they've been using it now for the last 4 years. It was a member that would attend the meeting. So I think we'll try to stick with that and let me pause. Yes, Paula, new call sign is AG9FF. I'm not going to turn that into phonetics right now. AG9FF, you'll get to do it. And so happy that Paula and my brother Brad and Larry have accepted the challenge and will be coming along on the years of it. Although I really appreciate that. And Brad, I got your mail. I went early on my Friday morning, and you're so capable of that. I mean, just nailed it. And didn't go overboard, but I done everything that needed to be done on the ring of that thing. And for purposes. And I just wanted to thank you so much. And I will be sending you a list of all of the members who checked in. They're available on the readers in one way or the other, ECHOLINK or otherwise. And I'm happy to report that my list, the number of check-ins on my list, there's exactly with what Joan had, and that's 15. Brad, I'll just type those up real quick. You can copy and paste them right into your document that you've already created. And I see Paula got back with some other tips, so you can review that. But anyway, I didn't mean to turn this thing into a meeting. I'm just practicing. AG9T, this is hold it, Brett. AD9UCE, this is W9OBB. Good morning, Brad. Good to hear you this morning.
W9OBB, this is KD9LPE. Good morning to you and the group this morning. And wishing everybody a very good day. Good to hear them this morning. I just been checking my email too, and saw heard from Paula, and I will send her the finished product. I think I can complete it, but if there's anything wrong, she's welcome to it. She said she can get into the document. She tested it out already, so she's welcome to make any changes for sure. Shoe polish. We got all kinds of shoe polish. Inherited it when cleaning up and moving things around after loss of parents and so on. I think that's just something that no one else might want or need. So we moved it and kept it. So we got lots of brushes, polishing cloths, different types of, definitely more positive types of polish or colors than we'll ever need, but I guess that's the way it goes. And that the note page appears to be okay. Paula was informed me she had some notes, and I didn't think to wait, slow down, and ask her if she wanted to do it. I just thought, well, the secretary was not here from the past group, so I thought I'd get her done since I had it in my brain. Okay, anyway, we will get it done and have it all set and ready for now in the future. So, let's see, where am I going? Well, I've got the Damien again. Good morning, Damien, AG9P. This is KD9UPE.
and their European cookie collection is in stock. Stroop waffles, this gingerbread cookie from, I don't know, maybe it's Germany, but it's famous in Bavaria, I think. But anyhow, way too many feeding elements came our way. Some particularly fantastic chocolate-covered cookies that are imported from somewhere. He says Germany, but I think it's also France. Le Petit Écolier, something like that. Anyway, super delicious. Not exactly food. I'm not saying food, but feeding elements. So thank you, everybody, for your comments. I'm happy to hear people up and around. Happy Rick, it's only allergic season, and that's the truth. We decided to give an experiment now to the second round for ECHOLINK. So in approximately the order you checked in, if anyone has any comments, please give us your call first, and then we will announce the order. Anyone on ECHOLINK want a second turn? Are listening, the advantage to having the Supermon monitor, of course, is that the transmitting station lights up. So I can tell you with certainty, G1 AEU and F4 GBO would like a turn. And I suspect that even if we double, I would have pulled those up. We might have to experiment. But good morning again, good afternoon again, Alan and Terry. Terry, I'm surprised you're here after such a long night, but thank you for coming to the meeting as well. So over to Alan and then Terry.
Thank you. So, thank you very much. Thank you, Joe. So, Rick made comments about you and Jeff, and I would emphasize that since I came under the speaker some while ago, you and Jeff have been a tremendous amount of information and support for me, especially with my speech problem. After testing, I might say. The second thing I want to mention is blue solids. So I will use the blue solids for 50 years. I had some on my own and some of my wife. And we were married 60 years. We still got them. Now we're in the airport. I have to monitor everything every day. And anybody in the building was zero. It was concerned of the judges no matter who were in trouble. But then I tried to buy with it. It was different. The roadie officer that we received food because the firefighters, they only in their kit. Anyway, we got all that done. And it was on the hills already. Oh, yes. I welcome the summons by Rick over me because I wasn't at the meeting and he's given a lot of information about it. So thank you very much. Do what I do over to Jerry F4 GBO.
Thank you very much, Alan. This is for 12 videos. Yes, two comments. The first one, the Petit Écolier. No, very bad. Evil cookie. This one's so delicious. If you take one, you finish the box. You finish the whole box, you finish. Evil cookie. No, very bad. Never take it. It's like cocaine. No, very bad. And just for information, the winter solstice this year is in fact tomorrow in the early morning. It will be around 3 in the morning until 6 a.m. in ECHOLINK. So just wanted to add my 2 cents on that. So thank you. you very much. Yes, it was a short night for me, but anyway, I'm with schedule not high speaking. Because I check on the window, it's so dark outside, and really dark red. I just want to take a nap on. Right to you, John. 59K, first of video. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone.
Terry, I'm sorry that we cannot talk Jeff out of his cookies. He is my sweet tooth guy, and I am just grateful that I can many things say no while he is munching away. All right, Rick, I just quickly Googled, yes, there is a substantial discount for Zoom if you're a nonprofit. It's like $70 a year instead of $140. So I sent you a link on Facebook because it won't work on my iPhone to your Android. Somebody fix that, won't they? What was I going to say? Thank you, Alan. It's nice. Again, it's nice to hear Janet in the background. I hope the couple she wanted to win on Dancing with the Stars was the winner. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to tell you about my package. You know, you've been following the drain saga, the smelly drain, get citric acid. So I have 5 pounds coming from Amazon. And they ordered it, let's say it was Tuesday or something, whatever day last week. It was going to come the next day. And so it left Kenosha, it arrived in Sturgeon Bay, it got checked in again at Sturgeon Bay, and the next thing you know, it's in Escanaba, and then it's in Appleton, and then it's in Green Bay finally this morning, so they say it'll get here Saturday, but good grief. You know, we don't know what happened, but we know that Amazon deliveries come through the post office. We surmise it got tossed in the wrong basket, so it's not here yet. This is a whole new subject. Alan, I will tell you, we were watching the cook, Mary Berry. She's on our public broadcast system here, and I'm sure the TV stations there on BBC carry her. She's doing a holiday meal preparation, and one of them is Brussels sprouts, Damien, Brussels sprouts. So it has shallots and Brussels sprouts and peas, good grief, and butter, did I mention butter? And then cashews on top, so good grief. Ruth, what are you going to do with your Brussels sprouts? I don't think it'll be that. Okay, comments from over the air, please check in now.
Ellen Zulu.
That could be the question of the day, who's having Brussels sprouts for Christmas? Over to you, Rick, and then Tom.
I don't know, 6 months ago or something like that. I bought a real fancy pair of shoes over in Germany. They were Italian shoes, Italian leather. And those things are really sharp. And I don't know, we were going somewhere, and I thought those could really use a good polishing. So, yeah, they're brown, and I do have different shades of brown. And of course, I have black, I have the brush, I have all that good stuff. But boy, it doesn't get much use anymore. But yeah, we're there. We got it. I'm 75 now, so I go back a ways. And let's see, first day of winter today, but not until 9:27 p.m. Central Standard Time. For Siri and Alan, I think that's about 6 hours. Maybe for Siri it might be even 7. I'm not sure. I think it's about 6 hours before that. So this afternoon for you, probably around 3:27, something like that. I know you're all just dying for that to come. That'll be the shortest day of daylight, shortest amount of daylight. Alan, I wanted to thank you for the nice compliment you made, and I agree with you on Jeff, and I try to provide information, and I do enjoy conversing with you on email as well, and nice to hear that you were in the Air Force, so I'll make a note of that. And you are very welcome. We are glad that you're here, and I know you work so hard on your speech, and it's a challenge for you to overcome that. But you know, I've found out that since I've been popping in my hearing aids during the nest, my gosh, I can hear a lot more. So imagine that. And Brad was talking about, Brad and I yesterday were talking about the ground radios on the homemade antenna that he made, and I wanted to suggest to him he can also use one of those cookie sheets. So before I time this thing out, I'm going to pass it to Tom. And KC9, LN Zulu next. But Bruce, wondering if I could have permission to do some jokes on my turn for the net control on Tuesday. Tom, take it away. LN Zulu, W9OB.
Hey, sir. KC9 LN Zulu here. Well, maybe you should. Maybe hear some different jokes. No, the only other thing I wanted to add is I forgot to mention this morning, and it's about 6:02, got outside and got to see the ISS overhead for about 2 minutes or so. But that was good since the last couple of days when it's been overhead in the mornings like that, it's been cloudy. So that was good to see. Not much else other to report. Hey, everybody have a good day. Take care. KC9 LN Zulu turning it back to net control.
Both, and oh my, the saga of the never-ending television installations. Good grief, Bruce. But that's, now we know where you were last night, is moving TVs and resetting the thing up. And you're right, sometimes it really does pay to have the professionals come and do it. I've still done my own, and I'm pretty proud of myself for getting it paired with the remote, but I was ready to cough up the cash. Hey, and here's a little safety tip. You know, it's been years, sadly, since Jeff and I had our eyeballs checked, so I was calling just to schedule a routine exam with the ophthalmologist, and the first available is July. So if you think you're going to need to see an eye doctor, make your appointment now, and by the time it rolls around, you might be able to get one. True enough, I could have seen someone in Green Bay in March, but I figure what's the point of driving 2 hours if we can only wait a few weeks to do it in July? I mean, really. So I called my girlfriend in Chicago and I said, well, here's another little reason to stay in the city. And she said, oh, but the same thing happened to her in metropolitan Chicago due to the insurance restrictions on who you could see and yada, yada, yada. So there you go. Should have been an eye doctor, huh? So last call for last comment. Thank you for the shoe polish update and all of the rest. For those out there listening, thank you for listening, and a big thank you to Door County radio station WDOR for room on their antenna. What I meant was power. There you go. Learning to speak, Miss Jones. Anybody out there with comments? Last chance.
W9, UUV, I got one for Artie.
You both, how many minutes does it take to properly do a pair of what we called in our house army boots? Because I believe my dad wore his over-the-ankle army boots in the yard for almost his whole life. First Bruce, then Artie.
You doubled with somebody, Joe.
Bummer, the whole time. What I said was, Artie and Bruce, tell us how to shine a pair of army boots. My dad had his almost his whole life, and I want to say it's not short. But over to Bruce, then to Artie.
Well, W9, UUV, I wore the heck out of my Army boots. I got 2 pair when I got discharged. Never polished them again. And I wore them into the ground. One was a pair of jungle boots from Southeast Asia, and the other was the old black ones. But in any case, Artie, I got a letter the other day, kind of interesting, from RV Aircraft out of Oregon. At one time, I was building an RV-4, so that's why I guess I'm on the list. They filed for bankruptcy. Unbelievable. They've got 11,000 kits out there that they have sold. In all rankings, in terms of aircraft produced, they're just barely behind Cessna annually in sales. And it just goes to show you. It's sort of like years ago when GM went bankrupt. You never thought it was going to happen. But wow. Over to you, Artie, for a comment.
Okay, very good. Well, I got Air Force boots down in the basement yet, and still can wear them. They're the ones that you can pressurize, and but it's on my Army boots. They weren't really boots; they were just high-top shoes. But they, I think, as I recall, that I had 2 pair, and 1 pair I wore, and 1 pair I put on my foot locker for that we had to display on weekends when the came through. But the RV, my dentist has I think maybe it's an 8. But there's a lot of information about the bankruptcy, and I watched the entire program there.
Well, I just think it's very interesting to our military veterans that the Army, Air Force, and et cetera can make a pair of shoes that last almost forever with proper care. And, now, of course, children will wear them out in 45 minutes. Right, Josh? I know you're on the board listening, driving. But also, what did I want to say about that? Artie, I think the boots in your basement are probably worth hundreds of dollars for an eBay collector. of military memorabilia. I suspect those have great value. Oh my goodness. The things we have, you know, it's kind of like the grape nuts blanket that Jeff has downstairs. You know, send your box top, get a little piece of Polish leaf with a logo stamped on it. Who knows what those things are worth? Not the same category. Okay, you guys, it's after 9. We heard her tell us. One final call for any comments, and we will let you continue with your cloudy day. Anyone?
Can I do just add a couple of things in here? Yesterday we found pretty much as a surprise one of the person who maintains the apartment in here. And it was just great. He just cleaned up and restarted, not restarted, but made sure that the fireplace was beautiful and so on. And it looks like a brand new one, and he worked pretty hard on that. We are very happy about that. We did not know that it was going to happen, but it's all part of running the apartment in here, so it's very, very nice. We don't use it much at all, but it's going to be nice for the next time we do also. In addition, he checked the refrigerator also. That's not supposed to work very well, and found that the filter has to be replaced, which we did instantly, and everything is fine. So we have again the best possible water that we can get in this area as compared to the water that we have to prepare ourselves in Indoor County formerly for many years and so on. Anyway, two small elements that were interesting also. He was talking about the shoes and so on. The shoes are currently used, don't reach sporting every time, but once in a while another pair of shoes are, so I'm not going to say much about that, but it was an interesting comment that you made on the net here. Anyway, enough for that right now. Good morning to all. This is Good morning to you. All of you have a good day.
Thank you, Michelle, and I am sure it is such a pleasure to open the door and have someone efficiently and professionally take care of all that routine maintenance, the water filter in the refrigerator, maybe dusting the coils, changing the things that need to be changed and cleaning the things. That's just wonderful. You've worked hard your whole life, and I have a phrase that I'm quoting way too often this month. The phrase is, regarding your savings account, you saved it, you spend it. And I think it's a good model to live by. Alrighty, I forgot to tell you the highlight of yesterday. We went out to breakfast with a friend who used to live in Sturgeon Bay and their itty-bitty year-and-a-half-year-old baby girl. And Michelle knows this. He's had great-grandchildren in his apartment. She was charming, friendly, smiling, good-mannered, no tantrum, eating Cheerios off the table, of course, and just otherwise pointing at every Christmas decoration she could see and babbling, no words yet, but babbling incessantly. It was a riot and wonderful to see a happy child. Isn't it a pleasure to see a happy child? Oy, oy, oy. All right. Everybody, have a great day, as has been said, and enjoy whatever it brings you. KC9KMA bringing the W9DOR Good Morning Net to a conclusion, and Jeff, KD0TNA, if you're listening on Broadcastify, somehow let us know via email one way or another. Who are you? Our new member. Who are you?
From John out in Minnesota lately?
KMA, I had a text with him back and forth Friday, today, and he's well, and it was the day of the big wind. Whatever day that was, I said, aren't you glad you don't live there? He's fine. He's moving along. His breakfast is right at 8, so this will be a very big challenge. He said he's working on getting his weather station set up, and wished all of us a very Merry Christmas. I think he's fine, in air quotes, because it's, of course, his first holiday without his wife. So that's what I know, Tom. KC9 Tammy.
Michelle, appreciate it. KC9, LN's a little clear.
So here, Rick. My suggestion would be that the club do it, and in particular the club treasurer, because he will have access to the letter documenting that we're a 501c3. I don't think Zoom cares what category, but we have a letter announcing that we have been accepted as a 501c3, and I would imagine you need to produce that to get the discount. But then if there's a way to set it up, as you know, on auto pay, we did not do that with the other thing you suggested. Larry may put all of them on auto pay, but that'll be up to him, and he and Jeff will work out the details. And yes, I did get your reply to my email. The people at the community house are community fund. What's the name? Foundation. They are tremendously helpful with the rules and regulations of nonprofits, and they were the ones that gave us the heads up about taking large donations and jeopardizing our status. So that's something that I hope quickly after you take office, you send an email to people letting them know there's a procedure for making large donations. Your generosity is appreciated, but it can be problematic in a nonprofit setting. So back to you, Rick.
Perfect. Excellent information. And yes, we will do that. We will make sure that we know that, where the check actually made out to. So, yeah, sounds good. And I was hoping you would say the club should just go ahead and take out the Zoom subscription. I think that would work the best. And then those who need it to have these informed meetings can have the credentials that will allow them to set up meetings. Very cool. Okay. Have a great day. I got a bunch of stuff on my list here. And I'm going to start in. Sue is making steady progress. She's still under the weather, that's for sure. Man, that's some nasty stuff. So, but that, what do they call it? Whatever it is. That, Paxlovid. That's really some good stuff. Okay, talk to you later. 73, W9ODB, off and clear.
I'm glad she's doing better, though isn't it sad she's having a go of it. Tom told you about Paxlovid, but I will mention that it is a documented thing that when you go off of your 5-day dose, you can have rebound symptoms and test positive again. So you'll be carefully watching that during the gathering of the holiday. I know you're dying to see those kids. She could probably be safe in the corner with a mask on, but just saying, who wants to give that to the family? All right, everybody, I think this is all. What was I going to say? If Brad's still listening, I'll give
of the day on Tuesday, bring it on. We need all the humor we can get.
Thank you, Bruce. I just wanted to check with the master, and only one time. I do have a list of some pretty, well, some will think they're sad. I think they're funny. And they're all related to Christmas. So this will be the day after Christmas, and I think we could use some jokes regarding the holiday. And so that's where my jokes will be coming from. Thank you, Jeff. And good luck on that TV. A dent in a brand new TV. How sad is that? W9OBD is often